All right, well, much of Kentucky left reeling after just devastating flooding. More drone video capturing the massive scope of it all. I mean, look at this. Dawson Springs, Kentucky. I remember Dawson Springs from a tornado event that happened back in December of 2021, not too far away from Mayfield, Kentucky, which was also, of course, a town devastated by that. And then the following year, flooding that overwhelmed this community in Western Kentucky once again. And now, several years later, we are back on the board with more just devastating heartbreak because of these floods. 6 flash flood emergencies between Friday and Saturday. This in major areas too. Cape Girardeau over there in Missouri, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Memphis, Tennessee, under flash flood emergencies at one point throughout the day yesterday. Little Rock, daily record rainfall with over 6 inches recorded. Incredible stat there. And then when we take it over into Memphis, just shy of 5.5 inches of rain, wettest April day on record. And unfortunately in Memphis, Tennessee, this was really what prompted that flash flood emergency. You had urban street flooding, ground that just could not take on any more rain, especially when you had rain rates yesterday afternoon with those storms topping 3 to 4 inches per hour. Memphis closing in right now at 14 inches of rain since April 2nd. Mayfield, Kentucky, I mentioned at the top there, nearly 13.5 inches of rain. I mean, this has just been too much at one time, and unfortunately, it has led to widespread flooding. Creeks and streams, usually, the most unassuming as you go about your day-to-day life, but then you get an event like this, and it's what becomes those, sprawling rivers that overtake your communities. Now, this is what our river gauges look like right now. We do have a handful of river gauges that are in major flood stage, particularly in northeastern Arkansas, and then up into the border along southern portions of Missouri. Several river gauges, though, that are sitting in minor to moderate flood stage. With the amount of rain that we've had over the last 4 or 5 days, is all going to have to channel its way eventually into these major rivers, the Ohio River, the Mississippi River. So that means other tributaries, streams and creeks downstream of where all of this heavy rain has fallen is going to start to flow in. And that big flow into our major rivers is what is going to ultimately lead to more water rises, and we are expecting significant river flooding over the next several days for this upcoming week. That means areas that might not see flooding right now will and could definitely be in a dangerous situation with that flooding potential. See that as we go through the next few days, particularly on the Ohio River outside of Paducah and then along the Mississippi River. And then that's going to take us down into spots like Memphis. Look at the Ohio River at Shawneetown in Illinois. Look at this crest that's expected by the end of this upcoming week, as it slowly rises from minor flood stage now to what is expected to crest in major flood stage. So that's the biggest threat here. With communities that live along the river, it's expected to see that water rise. We can expect to see some concerns for businesses and buildings, just driving along the way as well. You don't ever want to drive through floodwaters, but this is going to be a really difficult task. White River and Newport, Arkansas, this is in northeastern portions of the state. You can see right now we're sitting in about minor to moderate stage. We're kind of on the cusp here. But again, more of that flow with all of that water that has to run off, it's going to put us into major flood stage perhaps by tomorrow, and then we slowly come down from there as we get into the week ahead of us, but it stays elevated for several days.